Welcome back everybody to week 136 of my reboot progression series. In this episode I am going to be creating my Sia. And yeah, what can I say about Sia? A lot actually, and we'll get to that. It is a GMS exclusive class, and that comes with all the upsides and downsides of being a GMS exclusive class. But for now, we're just gonna create the character, mainly, for the Link skill, for the Legion effect, and, that's what everybody should be doing because both of these things are really, really good. And yeah, right away, I start the event. I end up buying the premium pass here. And then I just grinded and leveled up. Unfortunately, I did forget to not drop the Burninator from the login reward. So I had to, get my way to level 101, one level at a time instead of 3 levels at a time. But, that was completely fine. Once I hit level 101, I ended up accepting the event and did my strawberry farm run. And yeah, what can I say? It is super efficient to level 200 during an event, even without burning. And yeah, to be honest, I cannot complain because level 1 to level 200 is just outdated content. Nobody really wants to do it, and with the amount of rewards that we are getting here, even the early 5th shop stage is just being skipped nowadays on an event character, right? If you're grinding it out with multiple characters at a time, you're gonna go through a lot more pain. But yeah, the Sia creation, especially with the paid pass rewards, is an easy time. I finished the strawberry farm run at level 153 and decided to just throw potions on this character until I hit level 200. Also sponsored by the event shop. So yeah, it is honestly, even in the 2 years that I'm doing this progression series now, leveling up an early game character on an event, right, got improved by so much. It's really a good indicator on how the meta moves forward, I would say, or the game just moves forward, right? If you ever played an MMO, all the content always gets easier and easier to do, and that is what we are seeing right here. Then of course I finish my 5th job quest and take a look at the skills. The remarkable one is this one right here. Everybody seems to be talking about it because it's simply straight up imported from Maple M, and you can tell by the resolution. Apparently, honestly, I kind of don't see it even. Then I set up my sequence. Since I don't have a pet on this character, I just put all the skills that are available, outside of Echo on the sequence. And, since we hit level 200, I get my challenger gear. This is the first time I ever see it with my own eyes, because last time I didn't burn a new character, so I never seen the challenger gear. Looks kind of cool, and is definitely enough to get us to level 250, which is the goal for this character. That's also why I bought the pass, right? If 200 would be good enough, or 210, right, for the level 3 Link skill, then I wouldn't have bought it. But even at 10k Legion, I felt like now is the best time to push this tier to 250 with all these extra rewards, right? You can see it right here. Even in Choo, I just get so many XP tickets. I end up doing a Sunday Monster Park run. I think, a couple, to be honest. And what can I say? It is a mage class in Monster Park. It's okay, right? You can't use your skills outside of the teleport when you're jumping, which is really meh, right? But that's just how teleport classes, rule, or how they play, right? And either you like it or you hate it. During bosses, having teleport it's unbelievable how good having a teleport is. But, Monster Park. But, during Monster Park or early to mid game grinding, let's say pre-Soul Janus level 10, maybe 20, having a teleport can be kind of cumbersome. But as soon as you hit probably Soul Janus level 10, to be honest, maybe 20, don't quote me on that, all the classes just, level exactly the same. So that includes teleport classes. So I think now if you hate grinding on a teleport class, it shouldn't be the factor that steers you away from the class, because in the end, dude, you're just gonna be standing in one spot hitting one attack every 7 seconds, unless you're one of the cheater classes, of course, who can hit much fewer buttons. Wow. So yeah, anyways, we do get a great deal of EXP from Monster Park, and we end up in Lynn on the first day, which is why I said that even the early 5th drop can be skipped nowadays. And I was relatively shocked to end up this high level this early. And we're not even done yet. The craziest thing is, as soon as you hit Lynn, you get so many EXP tickets that you just catapult it straight into a Kanna. And I do end up claiming all the rewards here. We get a super nice damage skin that I did end up claiming on the Sia. I know many people like to move these things around, but for me, you know how my characters look, right? They, if the cannon look is available in the game, I'm running with the cannon look, and that kind of includes the damage skin. So yeah, I just use the damage skin on the Sia, even though this character, as soon as it's 250, I'm never gonna be logging into it anymore. But it's just from me, something I like to do for myself. I know, OCD. And then like I said, we end up hitting a Kanna and getting even more rewards. It feels like one of those weird mobile games which just give you endless amounts of different rewards, different currencies, and you just can't mentally keep track of everything, just in order to get you confused, to not really understand anything, but at the same time just give you rewards to get your brain excited. And yeah, that's kind of abusive, but in the same way, I know this game well enough, so I understand the rewards, so it's not that abusive. But this I feel like, I don't know, for many players, these reward systems are probably a little bit abusive. Anyways, I don't really want to... It's not, I haven't thought about this too much. This is just my one take post commentary go here at this. I also don't have too much time this week. Anyways, I end up deciding to record a full day of dailies, which right now includes all the Arcane River dailies, of course, right? And on some days I do Monster Park. Not on all days, because since this patch, they changed the 7-day Monster Parker medal requirement. And I do want to claim that medal on all my Legion champions, which is why I'm back to doing Monster Park on my Legion champions. First, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do Monster Park Extreme on those characters. And then I noticed I'm actually super close on most of these characters to just being able to claim the medal without having to run 3 not consecutive weeks, but 3 weeks of Monster Park Extreme on them. So I ended up deciding to just run Monster Park on these mules. And yeah, what can I say? I don't regret this decision at all. I just want to claim the medal as soon as possible to just get one thing off of my mental load. Let's put it like that, right? And as soon as I'm done on, all characters with that medal, I will 100% do 7 Monster Park runs a day on this character, right? And that's gonna be the plan until it's 250. Then I'm probably gonna be claiming the EXP tickets and using them, and I don't know if that gives me another level, so it's probably gonna be that one weird mule that ends up being level 251. I don't really intend on pushing this character to 260. I don't think it's happening, to be honest. I don't think it's happening. With that being said, I do enjoy this CI experience, and I want to just take a step back from what we are seeing on screen and just want to talk about Sia and, let's say, KMS or non-KMS classes, right? Or GMS exclusive classes, which is, it's not the same thing, because Sia and Lynn, I think Lynn as well, I'm not 100% sure, but Sia for sure is only available in GMS, whereas, Kanna and Hayato and Xuan even are available outside of GMS. And historically, we have seen a lot of neglect for these classes, which is why I would never in my life main a non-KMS class. So I would never main Kanna, Xuan, Hayato, Lynn, or Xia. On the one hand, it is nice to not be so behind in content. And we've seen it already. The Xia skills were changed. I think the range on some of the attacks were changed. Something rather unimportant was changed, but it was changed in just a random maintenance. And that is nice that something like that can happen for a GMS exclusive class, right? Whereas all the content that is available in KMS also gets dictated by KMS, right? But with that being said, we've seen the performance of the game, the downtime, the experience, I don't know how to say, that we had with the compensation boxes, right? A lot of GMS exclusive content is just a GMS exclusive mess up. And yeah, even though Xia kind of plays nice right now, I do like the constellation skill system. I do utilize it a bit. You know, it's not necessary to just do your dailies and Monster Park with, but you know, it's nice to do, right? It's just nice to engage with the skill system. Let's put it like that. It is like baby brain Cadena. I don't know how to put it. It's really easy, and that's about it. There's, you know, the skill ceiling is really low, and probably like the lowest for a class that just doesn't only straight up attack the boss. But it's fun, and I do like the salamander. It is a nice looking skill, probably one of my favorite looking skills now in the game right now, between the salamander and I don't know, I really like guided arrow for some reason. I like the look of guided arrow a lot. So yeah, that's, you know, the only thing that I wanted to say about Xia is that I wouldn't main it ever, and I wouldn't recommend anybody maining it. It is nice to play right now, but you don't know in 3 years from now, when a lot of quality of life changes happened and Xia didn't receive any of them, you know, Xia probably feels like shit to play, and that's gonna be it. But yeah, for me, that's not a concern, because I am just here for a short time on this character, just to get it to 250, get that abnormal damage legion block. That's what I was going for. And yeah, then we're gonna be out of there. I am 10k legion, but I still feel like I want to finish up all the luck and all these special pieces that benefit me, you know. And that doesn't mean Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's block is just, nah, come on, I don't count that. And Evan I also don't count, right? I have Aran done because, you know, we had the Aran Shade burning event, and you know, Shade was already done, so I did end up doing Aran. Okay, but I wouldn't count Aran either. Also, you know, Dark Knight or Fire Poison with MP or HP, you know, I don't want those, but I do want all the luck characters. I do want Xenon, I'm pretty sure. And I think with the upcoming hyper burner we are gonna get from the event, I'm just gonna burn one of my bossing mules that I don't use anymore. Yeah, the dual blade, which is sitting at 220. It has gear, so it's strong enough to do Monster Park and dailies all the way to 260. And you know, it's a hyper burner, so come on, I'm just gonna do it 260. And then I have one more set of item burning gear to claim, right? And yeah, what can I say? I think that item burning gear is gonna go on a Xenon, and that I'm just gonna play Xenon to 250. If I have enough time on that character, to be honest, because I don't know, how long that's all gonna take me, right? The Seer has to be 250, then the dual blade has to reach 260, and then do I even have enough time to push another character to 250 with the item burning gear? I don't know. But yeah, right now I don't have any gear on the Xenon, so the item burning gear would be highly, highly appreciated. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna go about my days, doing my dailies. Dude, honestly, I love doing dailies. I don't know what it is right now, but I just feel so content having logged into the game and just, being done with my dailies and even doing my dailies. It just feels satisfying for some reason. It's really strange. And I honestly, right now, I don't even have time to do much more than just dailies. And I have a good time, right? I do Seer, then I do Sacred Force dailies on the Mihile, Sacred Force dailies on the Blaze Wizard, and then Sacred Force dailies on the main, on Talahar. And that's about it. And then I just log out. I usually stand AFK and do the harvest system for 4 hours, and sometimes I do Threads of Fate. It's not really required for me right now. I have enough potions, but I just kind of like to do it. It's just, one of those to-dos that I do. And then I play another game on the side or do something entirely different. And yeah, what can I say? I'm having a really good time. And yeah, I would say let's just end it on that. Having a good time is important. And I'm having a good time on Seer with my dailies, with Maplestory in general. I know the update was kind of, shitty for some people. Some people got screwed over. Some people got, massive advantages. I'm right in the middle. I didn't get an advantage. I just claimed the normal rewards, and that was about it. And yeah, that's why I can't really complain a lot. And I don't really care that much right now. I know it's really, really bad in general, like these issues that there are in the game. And for some players, honestly, if those issues would have happened to me when I would be new in the game, like not completely new, but experienced enough with the game to understand what's going on while not having an established account. If I would be at that stage, I think these issues, and if I would be affected by those issues, I would be turning 180 degrees and walking out the door on this game, right? But as it is, I'm way too committed. I'm just having my little fun here, and yeah, and I hope you're doing as well. That was it for this week. See us great, and I would never main it, and neither should you. But I don't dictate what you do in the game. And yeah, I'll see you around next Thursday. Have a good one, guys, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, yes. Yes, finally something good happened. Ay, ay, ay.